Hello and welcome back to Exoprotein Cookie Gaming. This is a long series that I'm uploading of all of the killers and the survivors of the Dead by Daylight game. I go through their bio, their customizations in store, and I also go over their abilities and perks and a little bit of info about them. This is a survivor. His name is Alan Wake. If you know the Alan Wake video games, they're very cool. Alan Wake 2 is one of my favorite games, very well made. So we're going to go through his perks. I actually don't know his perks. All right. Champion of Light. The glow of the flashlight looks a little different, feels a little warmer. When you are shining a flashlight, you gain 50% haste. When you successfully blind the killer, they also gain 20% hindered for 6 seconds. Then this perk goes on cooldown for 40 seconds. Haste increases survivor movement speed. Hinder reduces killer movement speed. Not a bad perk, but this is only if you are obviously using the flashlight. So if you just plan to run or you could just plan to run this when you're using a flashlight in game. That's not a bad perk, but again, you need the flashlight. You can't use it without it. All right. Boon Illumination. Your keen insight is something best shared with others. Press and hold the ability button 1 near a dull or hex totem to bless it and create a boon totem. Soft chimes ring out in a 24-meter range. Survivors inside your boon totem's range see the aura of all chests and all generators in blue. If you have a lit boon totem, you cleanse or bless totems 10% faster. You can only bless one totem at a time. All equipped boon perks are active on your boon totem. Don't need it. Definitely not. Deadline is the third one. Desperation creeps in and you push yourself to work harder. This perk activates when you are injured. Skill checks appear 10% more frequently when repairing or healing and appear in random places. The penalty for missing skill checks is reduced by 15%. This you definitely don't need. I would say use this perk if you want more of an in-game experience. Specifically for more objective kind of stuff. But I would say the only people that should use this perk really are people who are good with skill checks. So not new players for sure. All right, so Alan Wake. 13 years ago, best-selling author Alan Wake disappeared from the town of Bright Falls under mysterious circumstances. While the outside world moved on, Alan was trapped in the dark place, a strange dimension where Alan's stories came to life. Sitting before his typewriter, Alan wrote page after page as time seemed to stand still outside the window of his cabin. He conjured terrors and demons from the darkest recesses of his mind, in the hope of writing the one story that could lead to his escape from the dark place. Only then would Alan be able to return to the real world and reunite with his wife, Alice. But escape never came, and after an eternity of writing, Alan lost all hope of ever returning to the life he once knew. And then he remembered something. One of the first scripts he wrote for the show Night Springs so many years ago, a tense supernatural thriller he called Dead of Night, about a group trapped in a nightmare world. The episode ended with them all escaping by Alan struggled to remember his time on Night Springs was ancient history, and the dark place was a thief of time and memories. I wasn't stuttering for once, I swear. It says bye twice. All right. The only solution was to recreate the script from memory, as many drafts as needed, until Alan remembered how the episode ended. With every iteration of the script, the dark place changed around Alan, placing him in the middle of the action, and every failed ending brought Alan back to the cabin and the typewriter. Undeterred, Alan tried again and again until the ending came to him like a voice whispering in his mind. Alan wrote the final draft and found himself back with his characters standing before a wall of black fog. Looking at the fog sent chills up and down Alan's spine, but he knew this was how the episode ended. He watched his characters pass through the wall of fog, leaving the nightmare world behind. Alan stared down the wall, struck by a realization. The episode had ended on an ambiguous note. Did the characters return home? Did they make it back to their loved ones? Alan couldn't remember what he had intended. He wanted to turn back to start again and write just one more draft. No sooner had the thought crossed his mind that he saw it. A dim light flickering to life deep within the fog. A sign, a way home. After all this time, there it was, right in front of him. Alan took a deep, trembling breath and entered the fog, never taking his eyes off the light in the distance. All right, very cool. So again, Alan Wake, definitely try those video games if you haven't before. We're going to go over to the store. We have Rose Marigold. I remember she's one of the players in the game. Very cool. We have Saga Anderson. She is, again, yes, she's like an FBI worker or investigator in the game. We have an Alan Wake classic. Bright Falls. It's a town in the video game. And we have something called Dark Side. And that's his default clothing. Alright, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like these videos, and don't forget to add me on Twitch. My Twitch name is Exoprotein Cookie. Thanks again for watching.